Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Botan Games, and today I want to talk about the games I'm excited to check out and hear about in September. So I did this last month, people seem to like it, and I enjoy talking about games, so I figure why not just make this a monthly thing that we do every month, depending on how heavy the months are. This year has been really packed, so, you know, if there's a month where there's not much I want to talk about, I won't make a video, but this month in particular, there's actually a lot of exciting stuff that I'm really excited to check out, so I thought we should do one for September. So we're just going to talk about all of the games that I'm personally interested in, not just from Nintendo, but also PlayStation, Xbox, and third parties. And it's actually a pretty light month for Nintendo overall, but there is some cool third-party stuff coming out on the Switch this month. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing, and I believe early access already is out for this game, is Starfield. So I'm recording this a few days early. I'm actually in August still here. I'm very curious to see how Starfield reviews. I'm not a huge BGS fan. I don't love open world Western RPGs typically. You know, I played Fallout 3 when I was a kid. I dabbled with New Vegas. I played Fallout 4. I've actually never really played Skyrim, interestingly enough, which is the one I think I would probably like if I did like any of them. But Starfield is, I'm very interested in hearing about Starfield. I have Game Pass, I have a Series X, so I'll probably check it out for myself at least a little bit, but I'm more so curious to see the critical reception to this game. Can Bethesda bounce back after Fallout 76? And I know it's technically like separate studios within that. They have like an Austin studio and then of course their Bethesda Maryland studio. But I'm very curious about Starfield just to see how it does, how it shapes Xbox moving forward. And as someone who I would say Xbox is my third choice, I like monitoring that situation, see how they're doing, kind of keeping a pulse on that. So Starfield, I'm very intrigued by. Then a week later on September 13th, we have a DLC that I'm actually pretty stoked to check out. This is the teal mask for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I did a video talking about this DLC when they had a new trailer back in like mid-August, and I actually think this DLC looks pretty dang good. I'm actually pretty excited for it. I have not played Scarlet and Violet in months, really since last year, actually. I put like 200 hours into those games in November and early December, and then it just fell off the face of the planet for me. I have not touched those games. I have not been keeping up with the raids, anything. So this DLC is an exciting entry point back into it for me, with new content, with new Pokemon. They just revealed, what was it, Poltergeist, I think, a few days ago, which is super cute. I think this DLC for Scarlet and Violet, the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc, are a lot more interesting than the Sword and Shield DLC, which I actually never finished either of those. I played both of them, but I didn't like fully finish the storyline. You know, I never evolved Cub Fu or did all the legendaries in the second DLC there, the Crown Tundra. So I'm actually pretty excited for this DLC, and it'll be nice to have a reason to go back to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And hopefully the release of this DLC will kind of just lead us nicely into the hype cycle of the next DLC, which will then carry us into next year, February, where we will get our next mainline game announced. So despite the fact that this is not a brand new mainline game releasing this year, it's actually a pretty exciting time to be a Pokemon fan, and I'll definitely be playing this DLC on day one. I still need to preload it here. And then keeping on the Nintendo Switch, we have the re-release of Botan Kaidos on September 15th from Bandai Namco. This is the first two games, so Botan Kaidos 1 and then Botan Kaidos Origins, which is, of course, the prequel. Listen, you watch my channel, you know Monolith Soft is king in my eyes. Xenoblade is one of my favorite franchises of all time, if not my favorite franchise of all time. But I've never played their older stuff. I've never played Xenosaga. I've never played Xenogears. And I certainly have not played Botan Kaidos, which was this card-based RPG that they released in collaboration with Bandai Namco on the GameCube. And then Nintendo actually published Botan Kaidos Origins because I think at that point, I think they had acquired them in between those games. I'm not too sure on that. Fact check me. But Botan Kaidos, these are from the developers of Xenoblade, and I could not be more excited to try them out. I am a little scared that I won't like them. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to be pre-ordering them. I think I actually already have them pre-ordered from Play Asia because they're not getting a physical release in North America, but there is like an English cartridge release in like Asian territories that has all that stuff on there. I just have I low-key have a bad feeling that I'm gonna play this and then like I don't know, with JRPGs it's hard for me. Sometimes I just can't really sink my teeth into it because there's like this mental hurdle. It's like, oh, this game is 60 hours. You can't play anything else. And when there's so many games coming out in September and then especially in October, October is absolutely packed. I hope I can make time to at least play one of them. I hope it sinks its teeth into me very early on so I can at least get to that first Botan Kaidos game because I want to like it. But I have built Monolith Soft up in my head so much that I'm a little scared it might not live up to expectations. Also, very disappointed in Bandai Namco. No English dub for this, or also disappointed in the fact that there's no English physical release in North America. But yeah, no English dub. That's really annoying to me. I've heard that the English dub for Botan Kaidos 1 in particular is like notoriously bad. That's fine. Leave it. Who cares? At least have the option to have it be downloaded on the eShop or something, Bandai Namco. Come on. That annoys me. But Botan Kaidos, I'm very excited to check out, get a little bit more knowledge on Monolith Soft's history, and yeah, I'll definitely be putting some time into that this month. And then on September 19th, we kind of have a little double whammy here of 2 games I'm very curious about. I don't know if I'll be playing both of them, especially because they release on the same day, and then a couple days later, there's more stuff I want. But on September 19th, Mortal Kombat 1 and Lies of P come out. I'm not a huge fighting game fan. I've always liked fighting games, but I'm not good at them, which kind of just turns me off eventually. I played Street Fighter 6 earlier this year, and that was actually a very accessible game. They did a lot of like modernization in terms of controls and combo inputs and all that, so Street Fighter 6 was a lot of fun. Mortal Kombat, I'm a little afraid of because while I love Mortal Kombat, I played, you know, Deception and Armageddon as a kid, and even MK9 on 360. Street Fighter 6 was so intuitive and so forward-thinking in its controls and design that I'm worried that NetherRealm probably didn't do that with Mortal Kombat 1. I didn't play the beta. I haven't watched actually too much footage of it outside of like Gamescom trailers and all that. It looks incredible. Visually, this game's beautiful. I love the stage design, the characters, the cameo fighters. That all looks super interesting, but I'm a little worried that I'm going to buy it, I'm going to play through the campaign, and then I'm just going to be done, and I'm not going to have like really learned anything more about how to be good at fighting games. You know, it's just that fighting game cycle for me. I always get excited, and then I play them, and I'm like, oh, I'm not good at these. I'm like decent at Smash Bros, but that's not the same thing. So Mortal Kombat 1, I'm very interested in. I think it looks fantastic. I just don't know if I should be spending $70 on it at release, because I probably won't get that out of it. And then the other game releasing on September 19th is Lies of P, which is actually going to be a Game Pass game, similarly to Starfield. So I'll definitely be checking this out a little bit. I watched one of my friends play the demo. He streamed it through Discord to us, and this looks like a lot of fun. I love From Software. I love Bloodborne. I love Sekiro. This looks like the best of From Software to me. This is coming from a South Korean developer known as NeoWiz. I don't know their track record. I don't know if they really have the chops to make a full game like this. But like I said, from watching my friend play it through Discord, it actually looked like a pretty high quality game. And since it's on Game Pass, I'll definitely be checking it out at the very least. I don't know if I'll play through the full thing. That'll, you know, depend on quality. But it's definitely an interesting release for sure. Also, the fact that they're using the Pinocchio license, or just even tying it to Pinocchio, is very funny to me. They could have done anything, and they chose Pinocchio. And then a Game Pass once again on September 21st, a game I know I'll end up playing at least a little bit, Payday 3. This will really depend on if I can convince my friends to get Game Pass, because I don't think they have it right now. But Payday 3 is interesting because I played Payday 2, and I liked Payday 2. I didn't put, you know, hundreds of hours into it, but I probably put like 50 hours into Payday 2 back on the PS3, and then I actually played the Switch version, which was not a good version. Not that the PS3 version was either. These games notoriously get screwed over on console by the publisher and developer, and you know, they don't update it and all that. So typically these are definitely PC-oriented games, and that's where they support them. Hopefully that changes with Payday 3. From what I've seen of this game, it doesn't look very much of an improvement. It kind of just looks like a patch for Payday 2. Visually, it looks like a PS3 game or a PS4 game in terms of like animations and just character movement. You know, I play stuff like Call of Duty and you know, even like the newer Wolfenstein games and the Doom Eternal. The gunplay has been evolved so much in the FPS genre in the past decade, and it feels like Payday 3 might still be in the past. So I'll be playing it. I'm sure I'll put some time into it, and I'm sure it'll be fun, but I'm a little concerned about how modern it'll feel, and if it really feels like a great step forward for Payday, especially when Payday 2 has so much content, so much DLC, so many character masks, and all that stuff. Resetting to Payday 3 kind of feels like an odd choice. It's only $40, I believe, but like I said, it's on Game Pass, which is why I'll be playing it. I'm interested. I hope it actually ends up being a worthwhile sequel to Payday 2. Just a quick shout out, on September 22nd, Pikmin 1 and 2 physically coming out finally. I held off on buying these games digitally, which was easy for me because I actually had just played Pikmin 1 and 2 back in February, and I beat them for the first time, although I played them when I was growing up. I'm excited for this. I don't know if I actually sink my teeth into it because, like I said, I just played them earlier this year, but I'll probably pop it in, check it out, maybe play through Pikmin 1. Pikmin 2 is my favorite Pikmin game, or it was until Pikmin 4, so having these games physically on Switch, just a dream. Shout out to Nintendo for releasing the most random things physically. Any other publisher, this would have been a digital-only release, so very happy to see this coming. And speaking of digital-only games, I have to give a big fat double thumbs down to Square Enix for this one, although I am excited for this game. Infinity Strash Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai is releasing on September 28th on all platforms, even Xbox, which is interesting. I'm very excited for this game. I like Dragon Quest characters and art style, of course. I love Dragon Ball. I've never actually played a mainline Dragon Quest, I'm going to be completely honest. I have Dragon Quest 11, I need to play that. But I've played, like Dragon Quest Builders and Heroes, and I've played all these spin-offs. This actually looks pretty cool. I've read the Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai manga. I haven't finished it, but I have a couple of the volumes on my shelf. I've read through a couple of them. Pretty cool. I like this world. I like Dai. I like the characters. Seeing this get a game, I think there was a more recent anime that happened for Adventure of Dai a couple years back. I think it might actually still be going, as well as maybe a new movie or something. So getting a game for Adventure of Dai specifically, I mean, this is an 80s manga. It's just really cool. I'd be lying if I said the game looks super high quality. It looks like like a double A effort from a Japanese studio. The textures, don't look great. It kind of looks like a Switch game overall, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully it runs well on Switch. It's just an action game set in the Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai universe, and I think that's really cool to get a game like that in 2023. I hope it does well, but yeah, Square Enix, come on. Why are you not releasing this physically in America? It is getting an English release from PlayAsia, and I will buy it through that, so I probably won't even get it until October or November based on shipping times, but why is this not getting a physical release in America, but like Dragon Quest Treasures did? That's weird. That's really weird to me. It's really cool you're making this game, Square Enix, but give it a physical release in North America. Come on. And that is going to do it for all of the games I'm excited to check out and hear about in September 2023. Of course, as always, let me know what you think down in the comments below. What games are you excited to check out in September? I'm just one person. There's no way I could check out every game releasing. I know there's a ton of cool indie games coming out. Myth Force, Cocoon. I'm sure there's other AAA games. I don't play sports games. I know there's a lot of that in September. So let me know what you guys are excited for down in the comments below and what you'll be picking up and hopefully playing this month. Of course, until next time, folks. Peace.